Good morning, Year 3. Welcome to Thursday's lesson on the 4th of March. Today we're going to look back at when we did some multiplication and division, and we're going to do a little bit of recapping of that. So can you please write today's learning objective and today's date in your book and pause the video and then click play when you're ready. Right, are we ready, everybody? Can you answer these quick starter questions, please? So how many counters are here, and which amount here represents 6? Well done, everybody. Let's see how you did. So how many counters do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 counters there. So let's look at question number 2. If we know that this is a 5, then we know that this is 5 as well. So we can say there are 2 lots of 5 here. So 5 add 5 is 10, or 5 times 2, because there are 2 lots of them, equals 10. Oops. Which representation shows 6? You can do that by simply counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can count up in 2s or 3s. So we can say 2, 4, 6 is there, or we could say 3, 6, and we can use our times tables to help us with counting. So well done if you circled those ones. Let's carry on. So how many tarts are here? Well, we can say that there's 3 at the top and there's 3 at the bottom. So what multiplication can we use to help us work out this array? We can say that 3 add 3 equals 6, or we could say there are 2 lots of 3s, so we could say 3 times 2 or 2 times 3. So there we go, we can say 3 times 2 because there are 2 lots of 3s, or there's 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, so that would also equal 6. Have a go at this one now. How many cakes are here using the skills that you've just learned? Well, we can say that there are 2 there, 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. So what other way can we write 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2? Because it's quite a lot of things to say at once. We can say 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 times 5 would give us that answer. Or we could say 5 times 2 because there are 2 lots of 5s. So what is an array? An array is a way of showing amounts using objects or pictures or shapes in a way that we can count easily. So let's look at this array here. How many do we have on the top line? Well done, we have 6 on the top line. How many do we have on the bottom line? Well, we can see that it's the same. So we've got 6 and another 6. So we can say there are 2 rows of 6. So we can say 6 add 6 equals 12, or 2 times 6 because there are 2 rows. Or you could say 6 times 2 because we know that that would equal the same. Let's see another way that we can use this array to count. We could go that way. So there's 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. It's really tricky, and there are 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can say all those 2 add 2s equals 12, or an easier way of saying it is 6 times 2. And like we said earlier, 2 times 6, 6 times 2 equals the same. You have a go at this pair one now, so have a look at this array with pairs. How many different ways can you show multiplications to represent this array? Pause the video to give yourself time. So we can group it into groups of 4, and we can say that 4 add 4 equals 8, or 2 times 4 because there are two groups of 4. Another way that we can do it is group it into twos. So write down the multiplication and addition for this. So you could say 2 add 2 add 2 add 2 equals 8, or a quicker way of saying it is 4 times 2 because there are 4 lots of 2 pairs. Well done. If we add another one, what would happen? We can't make an array we're using 9 because 9 is an odd number, is what Tiny says. Is that correct? Well done. We can move that one to make it into our array again. So can you see how it wouldn't work well here because we're missing one, but if we rearrange our array, what multiplications can we think of this time? We can think of 3 add 3 add 3 equals 9, or 3 times 3 equals 9. And we call 9 a squared number because when we draw 9 in an array, it makes a perfect square. So can you now pause the video and draw an array that represents 5 times 3? Here is an array that we've thought of. We can draw 5 going across, and there are 3 of them, so 5, 10, 15. Or you could do it this way. So you can have 3's going across, 3's across, but there are 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Now let's move on to sharing and grouping. So can we share 10 things into 2 groups? Think about how you would represent this. So there are 10 objects, 10 circles in this case. How will we share them into 2? Let's have a look. You can draw your 2 circles. This is sharing. And then you share each one in between the 2 amounts. So that is sharing because we are sharing them into the groups. Let's have a look at grouping. So we've got our 10 pieces of 10 circles again, and we are going to group them into groups of 2. So there's 2, there's 2, there's 2, there's 2, and there is 2. So we have grouped them into 2. And how many groups of 2 do we have? We have 5. So 10 divided into 2 equals 5. And this method is sharing, and this method is grouping. You have a go at showing sharing and grouping for this division now, please. So we have 6 and we want to share it or group it into 3s. So let's have a look. There are 6 circles and we are sharing into 3. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So you can move the 6 pieces into the groups equally. And how many do we have in each one? We have 2. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Let's have a look at grouping. So there are 6 and we are grouping them into 3s. So there is 3 and there is 3. How many groups of 3 do we have? We've got 2 groups of 3s. 1, 2. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Let's have a look now, see if there's anything different we can do. So sharing, grouping. So we've got sharing here, and that's grouping. Can you see the difference between sharing and grouping? So here we have our 3 circles, and we are sharing the 6 into each one, which gives us 2. And grouping, we circle 3. We group that 3, and then we see how many groups we have. And they both equal the same. So because there's the 3, How many groups are we sharing between? 1, 2, 3 groups. How many in each group? There are 3 in each group. And the answer is always 2, because how many are in each group? There's 2 in each group. How many groups can we make? We can make 2 groups. When you're reading some of your questions in your maths work or any assessment, it might ask you to share and it might ask you to group. So it's really important that we know the difference just in case we're asked to do either one of them. So let's have a look here. How many groups of 10 can you make? How many groups of 5 can you make? How many groups of 4 can you make? And how many groups of 10 can you make? And finally, how many groups of 1s? So can you work out each question? Maybe green group, if you can work up to how many groups of 5, so you do 5, 2 and 1. And other groups, you can challenge yourself to figure out all of them. So first you can count how many pillows we have, and then you can see how many groups of 10 can you make. So draw a circle around 10 groups and see if you can make a circle around the other groups. See if you can make a circle around 5, because we are grouping, we're not sharing in between circles, we are drawing circles around 4. We are drawing circles around 2. Pause the video to give yourself some time. So let's move on and see. We can have 1 group of 10 and 2 groups of 10 because there are 20 pillows. So there's 2 groups. So 20 divided by 10 equals 2 groups. Well done if you got that one correct. The next one. Let's share it into groups of 5. So there's 5, there's 5, there's 5 and there's 5. So 20 divided into groups of 5 equals how many groups in total? 4 groups of 5. So 20 divided by 5 equals 4. So here are the answers for the rest of the questions. So well done if you got this correct. So if you group it into 4s, you will end up with 5 groups. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Groups of 10, we can work that out by grouping it into 2s, So if we group all the pillows into 2 groups, we will have 10 groups. And 20, if we circle each group into 1s, we will have 20 groups. So 20 divided by 1 equals 20. So well done for doing that activity. Now can you go on to your worksheets in your learning packs for this week, and can you answer each question all about the arrays and multiplication and division? This is just recapping, so we've already learned all this, but I just want to make sure that we really understand multiplication and division. Remember to hand in your learning packs on Monday when you return back to school. Thank you so much everybody for being so supportive with your learning at home, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye!